Oh, hey!
Hi now.
We haven't spoken about STIs for a really, really long time, and we have a channel about sex, so we cannot talk about sex without talking about STIs.
Of course, and if you have an STI, then you know this is the kind of video you want to watch, but I know for all of you out there, you don't want to hear it, but you need to.
And this is how to be STI savvy.
Guys, STIs are everywhere. They're rife, for fuck's sake. But not to the point where you need to worry about them too much and to have you ruin your sex life, because that can also happen. You can have two extremes, where you're too cautious or not cautious enough.
Yeah.
But STIs are a thing, and they're getting worse these day and age. Like, you're now getting super gonorrhea and super chlamydia, where antibiotics used to cure it, but they don't anymore.
Yeah, and that is not good.
STIs are a big deal because if a girl gets one, it can lead to other huge problems like infertility.
Yeah, and also if they're not treated, they can lead to like cervical cancer or prostate cancer. Most people in their lifetime will have at least contracted one STI.
At least. STIs are really common. About 80% of all Americans have herpes. I mean, it's probably the same over in England as well. We fuck like bunny rabbits too.
Yeah, I mean, they're so easily contracted. Some STIs you can get when you are using a condom, just from skin-on-skin contact.
STIs aren't a big deal when you have them, but they need to be prevented against. Like, they aren't the end of the fucking world, because it does make you feel like that.
Yeah, it really does.
But you need to protect yourself.
Just get yourself down to a sexual health clinic and get tested, get the right medication, and you'll be on your way to recovery. Obviously, there are some STIs that are a lot more serious, like HIV. This is exactly why you need to be protecting yourself all the time.
It is a little bit different in the UK than it is in the rest of the world when it comes to sexual health, because we are a little bit more liberal. We do have places that we can go, free clinics and walk-in centres, which are amazing. So for the rest of the world, it can be a little bit tricky, but that's no excuse not to sort yourself out. Make sure you're wearing a condom. Make sure you get regularly tested if you don't wear a condom.
Exactly.
Don't be a dick about it. And fucking tell people when you've got something.
Yes.
Do the honourable thing. Call people up and be like, look, I have something, you might have something too.
So how do people get STIs? One, for being an irresponsible dickhead who didn't use a condom. And I've definitely been an irresponsible dickhead before. She has as well.
I've definitely done it without a condom.
And you've probably done it as well. We've all been dickheads, and it's not okay.
You need to do it to learn. Like, I didn't know it was going to be a big deal until I had unprotected sex, and it was not worth the worry and anxiety that I might have had something. Not worth it. You know, you're freaking out every day, and when you go to the clinic, you finally go, and it can be a pretty shitty experience because you're just sitting there thinking like you've got AIDS or something horrible, and they test you, and then you have to wait a whole week to get your results. So it's not worth not wearing a condom for. If I'd gone back in time to do it, but also it was a good learning curve for me. Now I'm always protected.
Two, unfortunately, condoms do break, and this is so important that you go and get yourself checked if this does happen. And also, if you're not on any birth control, get the morning after pill as well.
I've definitely had a condom break on me before. And don't do the stupid thing where you double up because you think it's going to be more protected. It actually is more likely to break if you double up because the latex rubs together and can snap. Make sure your condoms fit as well.
Yes.
You know, we all have different sized dicks. We all have different sized vaginas. If you have a condom that stays on perfectly, big dick, small dick, whatever, you just need to have something that fits because it will protect you and your partner.
Three, some STIs can be contracted when you're even using a condom, and this is what we were talking about earlier with things like HPV and herpes.
I think I got warts, genital warts from like not having sex. I think it was just sharing toys maybe.
Yeah. Well, I was watching an episode of Desperate Housewives the other day, and Edie gets crabs from sharing the same tanning bed as someone that had crabs.
Really? I've heard that when you share towels you can get crabs. Yeah, it's crazy.
So things like that do happen as well. So this is why you need to be testing yourself all the time.
Yeah, be a regular tester. And you can do these at-home kits as well. They aren't only for specific STIs like chlamydia, but if you don't want to get yourself to a clinic or you feel like you can't, then at least do one of the home testing kits.
Yeah, definitely.
Before you have sex with your partner, it's always good to have a cheeky little look to see what's going on down there. For any lumps or bumps or abnormalities, you can sort of say, what is going on? That's okay to say that.
Yeah, and just ask a question like, what's that lump there? What's that redness there? they might have a really simple solution, or they might not have even noticed it themselves and be like, oh shit, yeah, I need to go and get that checked out.
I mean, you don't have to be horrible about it. You don't have to be like, ew, what's going on there? The simple question will work.
Yeah. Have an open discussion about STIs before you have sex. Talk about when the last time you went to the sexual health clinic was.
That's so important, and I always do that. If I've got a new partner, I'm just like, oh yeah, I mean, I really want to fuck without condoms, but obviously we have to get tested first, for both of us. I think that's like super important, and you can make it like not a big deal. It doesn't have to be like STIs. Yeah. Oh my god, no. I'd
say even if you're having a one-night stand, it's always worth just having that simple question like, when did you last go and get yourself checked before you have sex? It's not a rude question to ask. Especially if the other partner doesn't suggest wearing a condom, then they kind of need to be looked into a little bit more. But if they're like, oh, of course we use a condom, then they're probably pretty savvy like us. Yeah. I mean, if you're having a one-night stand, you should always be using a condom. Not just the guy needs a condom, the girls too. Both sides need condoms. It's important. You can't just rely on the other person. Yeah, you can't rely on them. Bring your own. If you're starting a new relationship with someone, definitely have a talk beforehand. Just say, okay, let's go and get tested before we start having sex with each other. I mean, you can make it into a fun thing. It doesn't have to be like long and weird. You could be like, hey, shall we go on an STI date? Lol, lol, lol. Go get tested together. I've literally done that before, and it made it so cool. It was almost exciting when we got our results. Yeah. Now we can have sex. Woo! Come over, fuck me! If you're having sex, then you need to be having regular sexual health checks. You have to. Yeah. Especially if you are in the sex industry. It's very important too. It's your livelihood and the protection of not just you, but other people as well. Birth control is not STI protection. That just prevents you from having babies. 99.9%, yeah. It is not STI protection. Be aware of the possibility of getting an STI from anyone that you sleep with. Some people are completely symptomless, and even virgins can have STIs. When to know that you might have an STI? Pretty much if you find any differences or abnormalities with your own genitals. Like redness, soreness, weird discharge, pain when you're peeing, basically anything strange. Yeah, go get that checked out. I mean, itchiness can normally mean something simple like thrush, but thrush is still sexually transmitted. It's just you can also get it from other shit as well. We know that talking about STIs can be pretty scary and it can put you off sex, but you can't let that fear overrun like all your thoughts to do with sex. Don't let it put you off. Most STIs are curable, and speaking to somebody about it can be really difficult, but super important. They're not going to judge you for doing the right thing. And if you are dealing with an STI that is more permanent, there are loads of support groups out there for you. Just talk to your sexual health clinic and they will link you up with the help and support that you do need. You need to be okay with it for other people to be okay with it. And of course, if you have an STI, no matter how much you want to have sex, don't be a dick. Just don't do it. Don't fuck other people while you've got that, because you could pass it on. Even if you use a condom, it can still be passed on. Just go and get yourself checked, go and get yourself sorted out, get the medicine, take the week off, and then you can have sex when you're all clear. You can still masturbate, for fuck's sake. Yeah, just don't be the dick that passes it around. I hope this has been an informative video for you. Sorry to have to get a bit serious round there, but it's necessary. So many people are fucking at the moment, and we're being told that we are getting more STIs and spreading them around than ever before. Woo. Stop fucking without condoms, you. Leave your experiences in the comments below. Like this video if it's been useful. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, and we will see you next week. Bye. Bye.